Hi, if you're single and seeking the love of your life, you're in the right place. And if you've experienced failed relationships in the past and want to finally live happily ever after with your soulmate, you're in the right place. If you're a bit confused about dating and relationships, about finding the right partner, and if that seems impossible, like finding a needle in a haystack, you're definitely in the right place. I'm Natasha Noel, and like you, I've struggled with dating and relationships. Let me be clear about why I'm here today. I want to help you find the love of your life. Till Death Do Us Part is in the details, and we will cover every detail in depth for you to succeed at your relationship goals. I'm a dating coach and a matchmaker. You're about to learn a lot about what works and what doesn't work for dating and finding lasting love. But this program, just like reading a book or watching an instructional video by itself, won't change your life. We'll talk more about this later. This workshop is for you if you keep dating the same type of men over and over again, leaving you with a string of failed relationships. You don't know how to break your patterns. You have a track record of entering relationships that do not go anywhere. You don't know why the men you like aren't interested in you for long-term relationships or marriage. You are terrified of not being enough to someone again. Are you ready for love? This might seem like a strange question, and you are probably thinking, absolutely. But let me ask you, if you were to meet your soulmate today, what could interfere with the success of your new relationship? Wouldn't it be a tragedy to finally find the love of your life, enter a relationship, and ultimately lose them because you weren't ready for them? Just because you want something doesn't mean you're ready for it. So let's figure this out right now. And let's go over the dating quiz that you have just completed. You answered 10 questions about yourself, saying either good, okay, or needs work. Question number 1. I know what I want. I have a clear vision for my life and relationship. I envision my perfect life in rich detail that feels strong, very real, and keeps me motivated. Do you know that most people don't have a life vision? They live day by day on automatic pilot and don't know their big picture of what's really important in their lives. And because of that, time escapes them. With 1 month rolling into the other, months become years and years become decades. Often they're successful in their work and appear to be busy and happy, but never got around to defining and working on their relationship goals. So how about you? Do you have a clear vision for your life and relationship that excites you? Question number 2. I know my requirements. I have a written list of at least 10 non-negotiable requirements that I use for screening potential partners. I am clear that if any are missing, a relationship will not work for me. This is actually a trick question. Sorry about that. Very few singles who have not gone through my dating program have a clue about what their exact requirements are. Sure, most singles have their list, but that list has everything and the kitchen sink, including many things that aren't deal breakers. It is critically important to know your exact requirements, the 8 to 12 or so things that must happen for a relationship to work for you. Meeting someone that fulfills 9 out of 10 of your requirements isn't good enough because it's the one missing requirement that will doom the relationship. So, do you know your requirements, your non-negotiable deal breakers? Is your list complete? And are you confident you're not missing any? The list is not a wish list. It's a must-have list, and you must be prepared to say no to anyone that doesn't meet all of your requirements. Question number 3. I am happy and successful being single. I enjoy my life, my work, my family, my friends, and my own company. I am living the life that I want, and I'm not seeking a relationship out of desperation and need. There is this principle called the law of attraction, which simply states like attracts like. The law of attraction is the unifying principle of the universe and can work for you or against you. If you're miserable or desperate, what kind of relationship will you attract? If you live your life doing what you love to do, you are more likely to find and connect with the love of your life. Putting your life on hold until you're in a relationship or desperately focusing on dating to find a partner to the exclusion of everything else will cause the law of attraction to work against you. So, are you happy and successful as a single person? Make sure you score yourself honestly. Question number 4. I am ready and available for commitment. I have no emotional or legal baggage from a previous relationship. My schedule, commitments, and lifestyle allow me to be available to build a new relationship. Being ready and available for commitment includes cleaning up all of the old stuff we carry around. Ask yourself, what do I want to change? What baggage am I carrying that will hold me back from having the relationship I truly want? What areas of your life do you need to clean up before you will be ready for a relationship? Any legal or emotional baggage with your ex? Are you involved with someone you know is not long-term? Are you in a relationship of convenience? How ready and available are you for commitment on a scale of 0 to 10? Question number 5. I am satisfied with my work and career. My work is fulfilling. It supports my lifestyle and does not interfere with my availability for a new relationship. Are you happy with your work? Does your work life take precedence over your life? Do you live to work or do you work to live? Are you able to support yourself and not depend on a partner financially? You're more likely to make a good relationship choice if money isn't part of what's driving your choices. Question number 6. I am healthy in mind, body, and spirit. My physical, mental, or emotional health does not interfere with having the life and relationship that I want. I am reasonably happy and I feel good. Contrary to popular belief, if you don't feel good, a relationship won't make your life better. You shouldn't choose a relationship to feel better about yourself or to escape problems, because doing so will doom the relationship and your life will be worse. So, if you have issues that need to be dealt with, please deal with them. This is one of the most important parts of the getting ready phase. Question number 7. My financial and legal business is handled. I have no financial or legal issues that would interfere with having the life and relationship that I want. Take care of your business, whatever it is. If you're in the middle of a bankruptcy, this isn't the time to be looking for a new love because your head won't be into it. And if you are separated or if you're in the middle of a divorce, take the time you need to recover and get back into emotional balance and health. Question number 8. My family relationships are functional. My relationships with my children, my ex, my siblings, my parents, and my extended family do not interfere with having the life and relationship that I want. Are you surrounded by happy, helpful, supportive people? Or do you have strife and tension in your relationships? Your future relationships will simply reflect your current relationships. So, if your current relationships have problems, what can you do to change them and set yourself up for success when you find the love of your life? Question number 9. I have effective dating skills. I initiate contact with the people I want to meet, and I disengage from the people who are not a match for me. I keep my physical and emotional boundaries and balance my heart with my head with the potential partners. This is another trick question. If you were able to do this, you wouldn't be here. Most people find it challenging to engage strangers, and this is especially true for many men who are afraid of being rejected. Many people don't know exactly what their physical and emotional boundaries are. no less how to protect them. They try to be nice, and they give too much too soon, with unfortunate results. As for balancing your head with your heart, how do you stay grounded in reality when you're strongly attracted to someone? Most people don't, and that's why they come out the other and disappointed by love. Do you know how you show up in your dating relationships? What is the energy that people are reading from you? Question number 10. I have effective relationship skills. I understand relationships. I can maintain closeness and intimacy. I communicate authentically and assertively. I negotiate differences positively. I allow myself to trust and be vulnerable. And I can give and receive love without emotional barriers. Most people don't have great relationship skills. And if you think about it, why would we? No one ever gave us the roadmap. We didn't learn these skills in school. But if you truly want to find the love of your life, isn't it time to learn and practice the skills you need to build and sustain a great love relationship? Good relationships don't happen. We need skills and tools, and great relationships take effort. And trust me, they're worth it. Just like there are job and sports-related skills, there are dating and relationship skills that all singles need to be successful. So, did you learn a few things about yourself? Are you surprised by your results? Make special notes of the things that could sabotage your relationship success, and right now, commit to addressing them. My number one rule of success: you will achieve your relationship goals not by looking or feeling your best, but by doing whatever it takes for however long it will take. So what would make you truly happy in your life and relationship? Your vision is your internal image of your desired life and relationship that you want to make real. It acts as your inner guidance system, letting you know if you're on the right track, if a particular decision fits you or not. When you're living in alignment with your vision, you're happy and you feel alive. If you're off track from your vision, you feel discontent, like something's wrong, even if you don't know what it is. Life-changing results in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, you will learn how to adopt a new view of yourself in dating, discover the relationship you desire, uncover what you really want in a relationship, embrace a mindful approach to dating, making your vision a reality with conscious actions. Stay in the game. Here's what could get in your way. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be free. And you may have to go in debt first. You're going to have to sacrifice time. And your friends and family will think you're crazy. Now it's time for some reality. Life and relationships don't work the way you want, need, or expect. They work the way they work. So we need to pay attention to the reality of what makes relationships work. Or not. The nuts and bolts, the most important of which is requirements. We talked a bit about requirements earlier as we took the breakthrough dating quiz. They are the non-negotiable deal breakers required for a relationship to work for you. If a requirement isn't met, the relationship won't work for you. It's that simple and unambiguous. This is the big stuff, not your wish list. Requirements tend to be pretty black and white, met or not met. For example, monogamy is a requirement for many folks, and having sex with someone else would result in a crisis and the relationship stops working. You could forgive and fix the relationship, but while the requirement isn't met, the relationship isn't working. Interesting thing about requirements is that they tend to be events in the relationship. Something that happens or doesn't happen. They're not usually traits of a partner. You might want a partner that is tall, dark, and handsome, and even rich. But if you fall in love with someone who met all your requirements and they weren't tall or dark or handsome or rich, you could still live happily ever after with them. Another way to put it is that you could make a list of 100 traits of your ideal partner. Find someone that meets all 100 and still be miserable. You want to love and be loved and live happily ever after, which is an experience. And what matters is having that experience that would make you happy, not checking off desired traits from a list. We don't have a million requirements. Most people have somewhere between 8 and 12. The way you know if it's a requirement is that you absolutely could not stay in the relationship if it were missing. It's that powerful. Most singles don't believe you can find someone that meets all your requirements and think that you need to be flexible or negotiate and have realistic expectations. I'm here to tell you that not only is it possible to find a relationship that meets all your requirements, you must. Because if even one is missing, the relationship is doomed. Finding Mr. Perfect is possible. Probably the best proof of the existence of requirements is divorce. When you get married and take vows to be together for life, do you mean it? Most people do. Yet half of marriages end in divorce anyway. So there's some huge force, an unsolvable problem that can't be lived with, that is causing people to break their marriage vows and get divorced. And we call this huge unsolvable problem requirements. Here's an example. Let's say a man wants to have children. He meets an amazing woman who meets all of his other requirements, but she's adamant that she doesn't like or want children. What does he do? Does he enter into a committed relationship with her, hoping that he can change her mind? Does he think, oh, well, I have to compromise and pass up my dream vision for my life, one where I can enjoy time with my children, teach them values, have grandchildren, and so on. In this example, if that man compromises this requirement, it will eventually come back to haunt him, and he'll regret the choice he made to be with this woman. It won't be a happy ending. Look, many people think compromise in a relationship is a good thing. And it can be. But you can't compromise on your requirements. Compromise is something you do after you're in a long-term committed relationship. It is part of the give and take of a loving and supportive relationship. Compromise is not something you should do when you're single, especially when you're seeking a compatible partner. It's common for singles to be unclear about their requirements. They have a vague idea, but if you're not 100% clear about your requirements, you're at risk of choosing a relationship that won't work for you. So if you don't get anything else from today, I hope you get how serious and important that is. It's the requirements that you don't know about that will trip you up. So I do hope you'll allow me to help you become absolutely clear about all your requirements so that you can find and have a truly successful, lasting relationship. This is one area where a relationship coach can save you a lot of grief and set you up for success in a very short amount of time. Needs are also events in the relationships. Things that happen or don't happen that either make you happy or create an issue. An issue or problem in a relationship is typically an unmet need. But the good news, unlike requirements, they're usually solvable. In fact, there are often many ways to meet a need. And in your relationship, you can negotiate the ways that work for both of you. What matters is that a need is met, not how it's met. While an unmet need will create a problem, it's usually not a reason to leave the relationship. There are two primary kinds of needs in a relationship: functional and emotional. Functional needs are the everyday events necessary to function, like paying bills, caring for children, household chores, and so on. If your partner forgets to pay the power bill and the lights are out, you'll solve the problem, but you won't leave the relationship. Emotional needs are what you need to feel loved. We want to love and be loved in our relationship, and this is a hugely important area for living happily ever after that requires consciousness. commitment, personal responsibility, and effective communication every day. This is what makes a relationship juicy, and there's no limit on how much love, intimacy, and connection you can experience when you learn how to meet each other's emotional needs. It's also common for relationships to break up when emotional needs aren't met. Not so much for a specific need, but the relationship deteriorates until a requirement isn't met. For example, by having an affair to get your needs met outside of the relationship. Again, needs are events in the relationship, not traits of a partner, which means they're completely under your control. You can't do anything about your partner being an introvert, but you can give him space to recharge when he comes home from work before dumping an issue on him. Needs are typically solvable and negotiable, but it requires some relationship and communication skills to do so, which is where a lot of couples get stuck. So, what are your needs? What would make you happy? Chances are there are many things you know and many you have yet to discover, which is what makes a relationship an exciting learning adventure. You've probably heard the term inner game as applied to sports, but did you know this applies to your life and relationships as well? Just like it takes a positive attitude, persistence, stamina, and risk-taking to succeed in sports, it's the same in love. So, what attitudes and beliefs are holding you back? If a part of you believes you don't deserve love, you'll never get the love you really want. If a part of you believes all men are jerks, you'll turn any guy you're with into a jerk. If a part of you believes it's your partner's job to make you happy, then you'll be self-centered and not take responsibility for getting your needs met in the relationship, and none of your relationships will work. We all have beliefs and attitudes that don't serve us, and many we're not even aware of. A relationship holds up a mirror and confronts us with our unproductive attitudes, and we can either be defensive and stuck or accept what the mirror is showing us and make a change simply by choosing differently. We do have a choice. This is under our control if we're conscious enough, which sometimes requires a little extra help from our partner or therapist or mentor or coach. What past patterns are you at risk of repeating? We're creatures of habits, and our behaviors and choices follow patterns, so if we're not aware of what they are, we'll just keep doing the same thing over and over that doesn't work. And who must you be to have the life and relationship you really want? If you want to run a marathon, you can't be 50 pounds overweight, so chances are there are a few things you need to learn and to do to be ready for the life and relationship you want. You might have heard the saying, be the change you want to see. There's another saying that you need to be the partner you want to have. Both sayings point to the need to start with yourself to be successful in getting what you want. Now, you might think this means you need to go to therapy and change yourself to find the love of your life and live happily ever after. That might be true, but probably not necessary. We each have our own journey, our own path of evolution and development, and there are many things that might help our progress on that path. Therapy is one, personal growth, seminars, and workshops such as this one is another. And as a coach, I have personally benefited from coaching. And the best part of my job is helping you be who you want to be without the need to change who you are. Chances are that you don't need to change. You just need to evolve to your next level. And as a relationship coach, I can tell you that relationships are our best teacher and motivator for our evolution. Your outer game is what you need and how you show up. Just like in sports, there are infinite numbers of ways to approach any situation. And combining strategy with skill is how you win this game, both requiring lots of practice. Your social skills and relationship skills are pretty much the same. This is how you interact with people. What you say and do, there's always more to learn, and you can always be more effective. And you'll have plenty of opportunities for practice every day. Dating skills and strategies are specific to the context of being single and seeking a partner. Chances are that you won't need them after you find the love of your life, but chances are you will not find the love of your life without them either. The good news is that at Breakthrough Date Coaching, we provide a specific set of dating skills and strategies proven effective with thousands of singles all over the world. I am excited to show you these strategies and help you implement them effortlessly. And we'll talk about more of this in a bit. Your community and support system, your friends, your family, are huge assets when you're single. We're social beings, and no one is successful alone. With the right team on your side, you can accomplish anything, including finding your soulmate. And I want to be on your team, which is why I'm here with you today. Lastly, your outer game includes living a fulfilled life while you're single. We talked a bit about the law of attraction, and this truly is a case of you reap what you sow. If you don't sow anything and watch TV on the couch every evening, you won't find the love of your life and the life that you love. While you might prefer to be in a relationship, you need to be happy as you are. Why? Because wherever you go, there you are, including in a relationship. My personal struggle. 3 men told me I brought nothing to the table. How I broke my pattern. So I can hear you. Natasha, what's the madness behind your method? You know, many singles despair of finding the love of their life and feel like it's an impossibility, like finding a needle in a haystack. Well, it's true. Your soulmate is kind of like a small needle in a huge barn of hay, and it does seem impossible to find them. But imagine you have a huge truck-mounted electromagnet. You could find that needle in a matter of hours. So it doesn't matter how hard the task is. What matters is having the right tools for the job. And what are those tools? Let's take a look at some of them right now. First tool for finding the needle in a haystack is your dating strategies. There's no magic. There's no magic formula that works for everyone. My job as a relationship coach is to help you develop the strategies that work best for you and suit your personality and your preferences. You don't want to go on blind dates? You don't have to. You don't like internet dating? You don't have to go online. Believe it or not, you have your unique gifts and talents, and just like being successful at work, your unique gifts and talents can help you find lasting love with the right strategies. Next, let's talk about a little-known dating dynamic called screening in versus screening out. There are efficient and effective ways to get something done, and there are inefficient, ineffective ways. Screening in means that when you date someone, you're finding ways the relationship could work. You're giving them second and third chances because you want to be nice and you don't want to reject them. Screening out means that you're measuring your potential dates with your requirements. And you're looking for a reason the relationship wouldn't work as quickly as possible. Which do you think is more efficient and effective? If you practice screening in and dated every potential partner for 3 months or so to give the relationship every chance before deciding it's dead and before moving on, you might never find your soulmate. If you practice screening out and had the clarity to eliminate potential partners immediately upon discovering an incompatibility, you could easily meet 30, 50 potential partners in a month and find your soulmate much more quickly. Let's make up a number. Let's say you would need to meet 100 potential partners to find your soulmate. If you practice screening in, it could take you 25 years to find your soulmate. 3 months times 100 candidates equals 300 months equals 25 years. But if you practice screening out, you could find your soulmate in 2 to 3 months. Big difference, right? Look, to get what you really want, you must be able to say no to what you don't want. One of the biggest obstacles to finding your soulmate is settling for less than what you really want. And the only reason you would do something like that is if you believe you didn't deserve 100%, or you didn't believe you could really find 100%, both of which are self-fulfilling. They'll be true if you believe them to be true. If you're brave enough to stay single for as long as it takes, and you practice our breakthrough dating steps, then you're going to find the love of your life. So let your mantra be, I'd rather be single than settle, and go after what you really want to live happily ever after. Speaking of staying single for as long as it takes, another big obstacle is when a single person doesn't want to be alone and hooks up with someone who they know is not long-term. You know what I'm talking about. Have you ever hung out in a relationship like this? Well, most people have. Even though you intend to have a short-term relationship and move on, these relationships often become long-term anyway and prevent you from being available to find your soulmate. Here's a comforting thought for you. You are not alone in your search for the love of your life. At the same time, you're seeking your soulmate, they are seeking you. Why are you single? Also known as, why aren't you in the relationship you want? Prepare yourself for the relationship you want. Don't fall into the trap of entering the one you always get. So let's talk about your path to true love and living happily ever after. First, has this presentation been helpful to you? Have you learned a few new things about dating and relationships? What did you learn so far that is going to make the biggest difference for you? Are you a little more hopeful and a little more confident that finding your soulmate is possible? I have good news for you. And your path to true love is very doable. It can happen a lot faster than you might think, and it requires only 3 steps. That's right, only 3 steps, and here they are. Step 1 is to learn how to love your life. Not just tolerate it until you're in a relationship, but to love your life so much that you would only make a change for something even better, such as your soulmate. When you love your life as it is, you're not seeking a relationship from desperation and need, and the law of attraction will be working for you 24/7 to help you find the love of your life. This is what I want for you, and you have my commitment to help you create a life that you absolutely love. Step 2 is identify your soulmate. We talked about your requirements, your needs, your wants, which are the building blocks. But there's so much more. When you're absolutely clear about your soulmate, you will be able to find them so much faster and recognize them almost immediately. And what a difference from the confusion, the trial, the errors, the opaqueness of typical dating. Never again will you dread meeting someone new and struggle with, should I or shouldn't I? Your radar will be so fine-tuned that you will be able to navigate the dating scene with confidence and find the love of your life among the crowd. Step 3 is to find your soulmate. What do you do? Where do you go? How do you find that needle in the haystack? It's my job to help you answer these questions with absolute confidence. And I can't wait to show you how and to actually help you find lasting love. This is my passion. And this is what I live for, and I will not rest until you find the love of your life and are living happily ever after. But how? How can we work together? How can we get started? I have wonderful news for you because I have a very easy, affordable way for you to get started that is available for you immediately. But I can hear you. Natasha, I keep doing exactly what you do. I keep doing exactly what you teach, and nothing ever changes. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. What we most fear doing to attract a high-value partner is what we usually most need to do to be in a healthy relationship. Identify and reframe fears and self-criticism. But Natasha, I've done coaching before. I've read all the books. I took a few workshops and I'm still single. Whether you work with me or do this on your own, here's the problem that you still have. I want to help you find the love of your life and live happily ever after. I'm a dating coach and relationships are my specialty. In our short time together, you've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't work for dating and finding lasting love. But this seminar, just like reading a book or watching an instructional video by itself, won't change your life. Information by itself is not enough. Your key to success is simply to allow me to help you, and I have very effective, affordable way for us to work together. And here it is. I invite you to register right now for my Till Death Do Us Part is in the Details self-study. This program will absolutely change your life, and I will guarantee your satisfaction or your money back. So there is no risk for you at all. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and I really want to personally help you find the love of your life. In fact, when you sign up right now, you will not only get this program, specially priced, but I will also extend an invitation to my live event. But before you make a final decision, I want to invite you to think about what your life will be. Like, what's the process going to be like when finding someone no longer is frustrating and confusing, and that you're fully supported with a truck and a big magnet that's going to find that needle in the haystack? I also want you to think of your life. What is it going to be like when you finally find the love of your life and are living happily ever after? What's that worth to you? Wouldn't it be priceless? Okay. I know you're going to have to make a final decision. My program's guaranteed. You have an incredible special price available right now, and you have my personal individual support as well. If you want that, you can upgrade to either my Classic, my Diamond, or my Elite programs. And you will be on the phone with me, and I will coach you personally.